Good morning. Welcome to our War and Remembrance ceremony. At this time, please rise as our Highlander pipers and drums lead our veterans in. Thank you. Please be seated. Today we welcome our veterans as we come together for a very important ceremony. Memorial Day honors the men and women who have sacrificed their lives and freedoms so that we can live safely and freely in this great country. Today we honor and thank the veterans and new recruits who are here today for their sacrifice, bravery, and dedication to the United States of America. Please once again rise as the West Milford High School Choir sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night and what light was through the day. Oh, say the lost and sacrificed for the land of the free, of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the
Next, I'd like to introduce our very own Highlander Academy aide, to say a few words, Mr. Mike Nowacki.
Good morning, students, staff, and family members. Thank you for being here today and providing me with the opportunity to speak again this year. I know many of you heard me speak last year, and most of what I have to say may sound familiar or repetitive, but it is important to hear, and I hope that I can reinstill some of these thoughts into your minds. For those that are new, like the freshman class, please consider taking in what I have to say. This coming Monday, originally called Decoration Day, was first observed in 1868 and was later changed to Memorial Day in 1971. This day was to honor those that were killed in all American wars, but here is an alternate view. For those of you that are students, picture yourself just getting ready to graduate, move on to college, and bigger and better things. Soon after graduating high school, you get an unexpected letter to your front door. It's to inform you that you have been drafted into the military. Your future plans have now completely changed, and in 2 weeks, you will be off to basic training. Months later, you graduate boot camp, and you are now waiting for your next assignment. The word has come out that you are being sent overseas, directly into a heated war, and will likely be there for 9 months or even up to 2 years. Months at war have gone by. You work nonstop days in the blazing heat, you've been eating canned food, you miss home, and you've had little to no contact with your family. Horrific events full of death and destruction surround you every day, and your closest buddies have either been captured or brutally killed. Yet, you still have another year in this war, suffering through all this. Eventually, you come back home in one piece. Although it appears as if the world went about their lives as nothing happened while you were gone. Life moves on, but every night you awaken in distress with flashbacks. And during the day, you have graphic memories of the horror you were once surrounded by. Unfortunately, this will follow you for the rest of your life. You attend your closest comrades' memorial services over the years, but the rest of the world still has no idea what happened to the men and women that never came home. Sit back and picture yourself in that position. Unfortunately, it is the reality for some people. Here's some important numbers to keep in mind around Memorial Day and this upcoming Monday. 100,000 deaths in the American and the First World War. Over 400,000 deaths in World War II. 36,000 were killed in the Korean War and nearly 60,000 in Vietnam. Over 2,000 in Afghanistan, nearly 5,000 in Iraq, and unfortunately 22 U.S. veterans commit suicide each day, making that over 8,000 deaths each year. Please think of those also that were POW or MIA, the prisoners of war who were captured by the enemy and tortured beyond belief. The missing in action whose bodies were so destroyed that they became unrecognizable. A modern day event that I mentioned last year that sticks in my mind was in August of 2021. The news broke out that 13 service members were killed by a suicide bombing at the Kabul airport evacuation in Afghanistan. 5 of those Marines were just 20 years old, 2 years older than some of you, just starting out their enlistment and never got a chance to experience the long life ahead of them. It was a true wake-up call for myself to never take my days in peace and safety for granted. Lastly, one last thing. Keep in mind that 24 hours, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year, our military is out there somewhere doing something for us, holding down the line. Somewhere, right now, there's someone that is sleep-deprived, most likely hungry, misses home, and hasn't slept in a regular bed, showered, or been in comfort for weeks. Let's not forget about these people either. This following Monday, please keep these similar thoughts in your mind as well as the future Memorial Days that come ahead. Thank you.
All right, so this is not in the program, so I'm kind of stealing it for a little bit. Thanks for all being here. Not like you really had a choice, but hey, we appreciate it. I just want to do something real quick to recognize someone that's here. If you don't know me, I'm Rudy Haas. I'm the commander of the VFW here in town, as well as Passaic County. A few months back, I nominated a teacher from your school to be the Teacher of the Year within the VFW realm, all right? Nicole Petrosillo, either you've had her or you're gonna have her. She won at local level, she won at district level, she won at state level, and guess what? She was, a few weeks ago, selected to be the National Teacher of the Year for grades 9 through 12. So please, let's give her a round of applause. And while I know this is Memorial Day and we all feel it more than anyone, we still got to recognize those that take care of us. Mrs. Petrosillo, as you all get to call her, I get to call her Nicole. Mrs. Petrosillo is a huge veteran advocate. She does so much for the veterans, for the students, to make sure you all know a piece of us. She is the daughter of a Vietnam veteran who is here with us today. And, you know, her mother-in-law is very also involved with the VFW as part of the auxiliary. One of the things we did not get to do when we did the district celebration is we did not get to present her with a teacher's favorite thing, an apple. So here we're going to present Nicole Petrosillo, District 1, New Jersey, 24-25, Teacher of the Year.
Thank you for this honor. I appreciate it, and I could not be more pleased and honored to represent West Milford on a national level. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming today. So to start off, we would like to recognize the guests standing to the left and right of Lindsay and I. Each person, we would like for them to stand as we say their names and recognize them. So we're going to be recognizing them by military branch, starting with the Army. So please hold your applause until all names have been said. Starting off, Stephen Audi is an Army veteran who served from 2009 until 2013, attaining the rank of sergeant. He deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2010 and 2011. He has 2 young children who will be attending West Milford schools. Scott Card is a veteran who served in the Army from 1982 until 2019, attaining the rank of CW2. He served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and is a 1983 West Milford High School graduate. Patrick Cretan served in the Army in Vietnam and was awarded a Purple Heart, and he is the father of 2 WMHS graduates. Mike Dotson is an Army veteran who served from 1971 until 1973 in the Vietnam era. He attained the rank of specialist. Mr. Dotton is a longtime resident of West Milford and the father of a West Milford graduate who is currently a history teacher. Rudy Haas is a veteran who served from July 1991 until October 2021. He retired from the Army at a rank of Sergeant First Class and served in Kosovo, the Philippines, Afghanistan, and Iraq. He is currently the commander of the VFW and is the father of Jelena and Eliana Haas. Walt Hazelman is a veteran who served in the Army from 1966 until 1968. He served in Vietnam and attained the rank of specialist, and then he has lived in West Milford for 22 years after. William Bill Healy is a veteran who served in the Army from 1966 until 1968 in Korea. He attained the rank of Sergeant E5 and is the grandfather of Tiernan Mason. Pat Joyner is a veteran who served in the Army from 1991 until 2016, attaining the rank of colonel. He was stationed in Korea for 3 years as a part of the Korean Defense. He served in the War on Terror in Afghanistan, and he is my stepfather. Pat Lockman is a veteran who served in Vietnam from 1967 until 1969. He attained the rank of E5. He lives in West Milford and is the father of 2 WMHS graduates. Mr. Lockman has been extremely supportive of our War Remembrance program, and we thank him for sharing his stories with us for many years. Ralph Norman is a veteran who served in Vietnam from 1968 until 1970. He was a Specialist 4 and served in the 124th Signal Battalion. He is the grandfather of Emma and Logan Norman, who attend PK and Macapin. Francesco Petrosillo is a 2022 WMHS graduate and a rising senior at Syracuse University, where he's in the ROTC program. Upon commissioning at graduation in 2026, he will become a second lieutenant. John Trojanowski is a veteran who served in Vietnam from June of 1971 to July of 1975. He attained the rank of E2 and is the father of 3 daughters who graduated from WMHS. Devin Van Riper is a 2023 graduate and is the specialist in the Army National Guard. He served in Operation Inherent Resolve and was deployed to Syria last year.
Marine Corps. Michael Nowacki is a veteran who served from 2019 to 2023. He attained the rank of sergeant. Mr. Nowacki is a West Milford High School graduate and is currently an aide at Highlander Academy. He is brother of Kristen Nowacki. Navy. Mike Horvath is a veteran who served in the Navy and Air Force from July 1950 through April 1971. He became an Air Force Master Sergeant. He served in Korea and Vietnam. He is father of 3 West Milford High School graduates. John G. Mishkoff is a veteran who served from 1964 to 1968 in Vietnam. Dr. Mishkoff served as a fire control technician, FTG-2. Dr. Mishkoff is an uncle of ELA teacher, Ms. Petrosillo, and a great uncle to Marco, Mateo, and Marina Petrosillo. Bob Whittier is a veteran who served from 1966 until 1970 as a communications rate E3. He was stationed at the USS America CVA-66. His wife, Peggy Whittier, has also joined us today. She is a member of the VFW Auxiliary. Air Force. Robert Mishkoff is a veteran who served from June 1966 to November 1969. He served in the Vietnam era in Yarn, Thailand as a sergeant and jet engine mechanic. He is father of Ms. Petrosillo and grandfather of Marina, Marco, and Mateo Petrosillo. His wife, Eliana Mishkoff, is also in attendance today and has been past president of VFW Auxiliary. National Guard. Liam Indo has served as Army National Guard since March 2022 and is currently a specialist. He is a graduate of West Milford High School and is brother of Samantha Indo and cousin of Jeffrey Dover. Mateo Musina arrived home from service in Syria in January. He is a specialist in the Army National Guard. Mateo graduated from West Milford High School in 2023 and is brother to Armani, Nico, and Luca, and Santano Musina. We are indebted to your service. Please join us in a big round of applause to thank the veterans and active personnel here with us today. And I still have to do this. We would now like to recognize senior West Milford High School student who plans to commit to the military service after graduation. This year, we only have one senior participating in our ceremony who will serve in the military. We would like him to stand and be recognized. Jeremiah Centeno has enlisted in the Army. He will be leaving for basic training on June 30th. I would like to introduce Ms. Petrosillo, who will read a letter of support from Assemblyman Christian Barranco.
The Assemblyman wanted to be here today, but unfortunately had a prior commitment. So he writes this: "It is with a heavy heart that I extend my deepest regrets for being unable to join you in person for the War Remembrance Day commemoration in West Milford. This solemn occasion holds profound significance as we gather to honor the sacrifices of our fallen heroes and reflect upon the enduring impact of war on those who have served. War and Remembrance Day serves as a poignant reminder of the courage and selflessness displayed by our soldiers, whose sacrifices have safeguarded our freedoms and shaped the course of our nation. We owe an immeasurable debt to those who gave their lives and to those who carry the physical and emotional scars of their service. Today, we pause to remember their stories, ensuring their legacy endures in our hearts and communities. As General Douglas MacArthur once said, "The soldier, above all other people, prays for peace, for he must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war." These words resonate deeply, capturing the profound toll of conflict and the soldiers' unwavering hope for a peaceful future. Let us honor this sentiment by committing to support our veterans and their families, fostering a community that upholds the values for which they fought. Though I cannot be with you today, my thoughts are with the people of West Milford as you pay tribute to our heroes. I am grateful for your dedication to preserving their memory and for the unity this day inspires in our district. May we continue to work together to ensure that the sacrifices of our soldiers are never forgotten. With utmost respect and gratitude, Christian E. Barranco, Assemblyman, District 25.
We would now like to recognize the veterans and active personnel from our school and community who are not able to attend our ceremony today. Please hold your applause until the end of the list. Patrick Blanick is currently serving in the Marine Corps as a sergeant. He is a graduate from Lakeland Regional High School. Brandon Baldwin served in the Marines, and he is a West Milford High School graduate and brother of Kira Timpson. Aiden Bell is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who is currently serving in the Army. He is serving at Fort Cavazos in Texas and in Poland. Victor Barbella is a veteran of the Army who served in the Korean War era from 1952 until 1954. He is the grandfather of Nicholas Barbella. Bruce Bobrowski served in the Army in Vietnam, and he is the grandfather of Junior Lily Bobrowski and her brother. Nicholas Bono is currently serving in Japan. He is a Navy Petty Officer, 3rd class. Nicholas is a 2020 West Milford High School graduate. David Borowski is a veteran in the Marines, and he was on active duty from 2011 until 2015, then in the reserves until 2016 from 2020. He served in the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, joined Joint NATO operations and force readiness, as well as combat operations for Operation Enduring Freedom and in Afghanistan. He is currently serving as a West Milford police officer. Chris Burns is currently serving as a major in the Army National Guard. He was most recently deployed in Operation Inherent Resolve and is currently in the 44th Infantry Barrage Combat Team as a fire support officer for the 2113 Field Artillery. He is the husband of our theater director and teacher, Mrs. Burns. Kenneth Canali is an Army veteran who served from 2014 until 2021. He is the son of Coach Canali and Westbrook teacher, Mrs. Canali. Bruce Casparo served in the Army. He is a retired high school staff member. Donald Connors, WMHS class of 1999, served in the Army. Joseph Connors, WMHS class of 2005, served in the Navy. Tommy Connors is a veteran of the Marines who served from 2006 until 2010. During that time, he deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom as well as Operation Caring Response in Burma. He is currently serving as a West Milford police officer. Artie Kroll served in the Air Force from 1967 until 1971 as a weapons specialist. He served in Vietnam and is a family friend of the Petrosillos. Jeremy Carisho is a West Milford High School graduate who served in the Marines. Raymond Chachuga is a veteran of the Navy who served from 1964 until 1967. He is the grandfather of Ryan and Ashley Chachuga. Matt D'Erico is a 2022 WMHS graduate who serves in the Army. Josh DeGraff is a 2022 WMHS graduate who is serving in the Marines. George Duchess is a veteran of the Army who served from 1967 to 1969 and is the grandfather of WMHS graduate. Gary Eichler is a veteran of the Army and has served in Germany. He is the grandfather of Dylan Mavrikides. Joshua Efthymiadis is a WMHS graduate who served in the Army. Donald Fantasia served in the Army and is currently a detective sergeant with the West Milford Police Department. Thomas Flores is a Navy veteran who served from 1988 until 2008. He attained the rank of Master at First Arms Class and served in Operation Desert Shield, Operation Desert Storm, and the Global War on Terror. He is a friend of Ms. Pays. Lindsay Fedor is a veteran who served in the Army from 2009 until 2014. She is the sister-in-law of former teacher Mr. McClurg. David Fredrickson served in the Army Reserves and is a West Milford graduate. Devin Freed served in the Army and is a second lieutenant infantry officer. Devin is a 2019 WMHS graduate. Jacqueline Galella, currently an airman at the United States Air Force Academy, is a 2023 WMHS graduate. Antonio Garcia is the uncle of Tristan Muir and is an Army E2 serving in Norfolk, Virginia. Charles Gervais served in the National Guard in the Vietnam era and is the grandfather of Nicholas Locke. Robert Gorney is a Marine currently serving in Okinawa. He is a 2017 WMHS graduate and the brother of Highlander Academy teacher Mr. Gorney. William Granada, Francesco Granada, and Nicola Granada are three brothers who graduated from WMHS. All three serve in the Marines. Brian Hamill is a veteran who served in the Marines from 1985 to 1989 and in the National Guard from 2009 until 2015. He served in Afghanistan and is the uncle to Andrew, Thomas, and Morgan Crow Hamill. Richard Hankel is a veteran who served in the Army from 2009 until 2019. He served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and is the uncle of Shannon DeWild. Matt Herwig is a veteran who served in the Marines from 1997 until 2001. He is the father of Kyle Herwig. Charles Heddle is a veteran who served in the Marines from 2005 to 2010. He served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. Ryan Hoffman is a 2016 graduate who serves in the Army as an engineering officer. And Tony Yakubowski is a private in the Army, and he is a WMHS graduate and brother of Ethan Mazzarone. Brandon Jans is a 2018 WMHS graduate who serves in the Army Rangers. Bill Johnson is an Army veteran who served in Vietnam. He attained the rank of captain, and he is the former commander of the VFW. He has been extremely supportive of this program, and we thank him for all of his support and guidance as we remember our veterans and members. Alan Kelshaw served in the Navy as a petty officer, 3rd class. He served during the Vietnam War era from June 1965 to October 1969. He's the grandfather of Jake Kelshaw and Allison Osterley. Charles Cools is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who is a Lance Corporal in the Marines. Sean Kuhn is a 2019 West Milford High School graduate who is a veteran of the Marines. Evan LeMay is a 2019 West Milford High School graduate who is a sergeant in the Marines. Joshua Leidy is a veteran who served in the Navy from 1996 to 2000. He served in Operation Southern Watch and Operation Desert Fox. He is the father of Benjamin Leidy and Alex Leidy. Ivor Lindenmuth served in the Air Force as a private from 1950 to 1954 during the Korean War. He is the grandfather of WMHS history teacher Mrs. Balsalis. Gus Lindstrom is a 2022 WMHS graduate and is currently serving in the Air Force. Daniel Lucarelli served as a corporal in the Marines, and he is a 2020 graduate of West Milford High School. Louis Machiavello is a veteran who served in the Marines from 1957 during the Vietnam War. He is the grandfather of freshman Owen Bednars. Carrie Malatak is a 2020 West Milford High School graduate and daughter of Maple Road teacher Mrs. Malatak and sister of Axel. She is a West Point cadet. Jessica Malandano is a 2019 WMHS graduate who serves in the Marines.
Henry Alex Major is an Army veteran. He is grandfather of Selma Sadam. Rebecca Major Petrali is an Army veteran. She is mother of Salem Saddam. Daniel Messor is father of West Milford graduate and is serving in the Army. Keith Morano is served in the Navy as a petty officer, 2nd class, from 2001 to 2006. He served in Operation Iraqi Freedom during that time. He is former assistant coach at West Milford High School. Robert Matthew served in Army and is relative of Lucian Barca. Ronald May served in the Navy from 1966 to 1969 in Vietnam. He achieved the rank of lieutenant, junior grade. He is father of West Milford High School mathematics teacher Miss Pychuck and grandfather of Cameron, Madison, and Delaney Pychuck. Riley McCowell is 2019 West Milford High School graduate and is a veteran of the Marines. Arnold McDowell is a veteran of the Army. He served from 1953 to 1955 during the Korean War. He is grandfather of Nick Barbella. Shamison McGinnis is 2022 West Milford High School graduate who is serving in the Marines in Japan. Patrick McKinney is a veteran of the Air Force. He is relative of Lucien Barca. Jimmy McMahon is a veteran who served in the Army from 2008 to 2016, attaining the rank of sergeant. He served in Operation Iraqi Freedom in Radam, Iraq, and he also served in Fort Warrington, West Point of Fort Dorm. William McQuaid is a veteran of the Army. He served from 1965 to 1971 during Vietnam. He is grandfather of Lily Schaefer. Logan McKinney is serving in the Army as a staff sergeant. He is a 2011 West Milford High School graduate. Claire Monarch served in the Air Force. She is stepmother of Sarah Humble. George Morales served as captain in the Air Force. He is grandfather of Samantha Indo and 2 West Milford High School graduates. Jay Hunter Muth is currently serving in the Navy stationed in San Diego, California. He served the Blue Jacket of the Year Award in 2003. Hunter is also a 2019 West Milford graduate and brother of Ryan Muth. John O'Brien is veteran of the Army. He served from 1994 to 2007. He attained the rank of sergeant. He served in Iraq. He is stepfather of AJ Assassino and Morgan Assassino. Andrew Pasquale is an Army veteran. He currently serving as a narcotics detective with the West Milford Police Department. Charles Poglaze Jr. is veteran of Navy. He served from 1991 to 1996 in Desert Storm. He is father of Charles Poglaze III. Matthew Relicki is an Air Force veteran who served from 1993 to 1997. He served in Operation Southern Watch in Saudi Arabia. He is father of Katie Relicki and Maddie Relicki. James Ruth is currently serving in Syria with the Army National Guard. He is a 2017 West Milford graduate. Parker Rhinesmith serves in Army National Guard. Chris Richardson is a veteran of the Marines. He served from 1980 to 1983, which include a deployment to Lebanon. He is grandfather of 2 future Highlanders. Devin Ricker is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who served in the Air Force. Chris Roberts is currently serving in the Army. He is relative of sophomore Lucien Barca. Martin Rowe Sr. served as a corporal from 1967 to 1971. He served in Vietnam War. He is uncle of Mr. Rowe. Alan Sanchez is a 2018 West Milford High School graduate who served in the Army Reserves. Brandon Sanchez is a 2019 graduate who serves in the Marines. Jake Santangelo is a 2018 West Milford graduate who's a veteran of the Marines. Patrick Smits is currently serving in the Marines. He is a West Milford High School graduate. Allison Smits is a veteran who served in Norfolk, Virginia from 1996 to 1997. She attained the rank of E2. Her son is Tristan Minier. Brian Schmitz is a veteran who served in Afghanistan and Iraq from 1990 to 1993. He attained the rank of Private First Class. He is stepfather of Tristan Meyer. Cole Schmitz is currently serving in Cuterno, Virginia. He is a Lieutenant Corporal in the Marines. Cole is the stepfather of Tristan Meyer. Nicole Snook is an Army veteran currently serving as narcotics detective with the West Milford Police Department. Connor Struck is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who serves in the Marines. Victoria Sears is on active duty in the Army, currently serving as Joint Base in Lakehurst, New Jersey. She is the first lieutenant and has served since May 21st. She is cousin of Julia Basita, Emily Basita, and Miss Jeanette. Matthew Sylvester is currently serving and has attained the rank of E5. He is a recruiter for West Milford High School. Matthew Trevione has served in the National Guard since 2022. He is the first lieutenant at Joyce Base Camp in Lakehurst, New Jersey. He is the cousin of Julia Basita, Emily Basita, and Miss Gwinnett. Paul Trevione served as an Army major from 1989 to 2013. He served in the Global War on Terror in Guantanamo Bay. He is uncle of Emily and Julia Basita and cousin of Miss Gwinnett. Dolores Taylor served in Army and National Guard from 1998 to 2011, attaining the rank of First Sergeant. Dolores served at Fort Huacha Camp Bucca in Iraq. For Fort Lewis and Arizona National Guard, Dolores is second cousin of Jacqueline Ramona. Robert Thompson is a veteran of Air Force. He served in Korea. Donovan Tiberio is currently serving in Fort Stewart, Georgia. He is an Army Staff Sergeant. He is uncle of sophomore Tristan Meyer. Pablo Thomas served in the Marines as a sergeant and sniper. He was stationed in Afghanistan, Romania, and Fallujah, and Iraq during the Second Gulf War. He is brother of Kira Timpson. Dakota Tinson's son, Visajo, has been serving in the Army since 2022 and he is sergeant. He has served in Operation Assure and Detour. Dakota is a West Milford High School graduate. Frank Tosco is a 2021 West Milford High School graduate who's a petty officer in 3rd class in Coast Guard. Nate Vanderwart is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who serves as a Lance Corporal in the Marines. Damian Van Riper served in the Marines and National Guard Reserves. He is currently serving as a New Jersey State Trooper. He is a 2017 West Milford High School graduate. Bob Van Oostendorp served with honor and was recognized for his service to his unit in Vietnam conflict. He is uncle of school counselor, Ms. Changato. Jake Wyatt is currently serving in the Navy, stationed in Japan. He's a 2027 West Milford High School graduate. Stephen Williams is a veteran of the Army and the Colorado Army National Guard. He served from 1983 to 2005 and attained the ranks of Major and Chief Warrant Officer. He served in Korea on many United Nations missions. And at the U.S. Army base, he is the uncle of Addison Seidner. Keith Whitney is currently serving in the Coast Guard. Andy Young is currently serving in the Army National Guard. Andy is a 2020 West Milford High School graduate and brother of Mia Yang. Anthony Zabrowski is a 2022 West Milford High School graduate who's serving in the Marines as a Lance Corporal. Please share your applause in honor of our veterans and those currently serving.
We will now recognize the military service of deceased members of our school and West Milford community. Please join us in a quiet, solemn reflection as we read the names aloud. As names are read, we also welcome you to remember anyone in your heart who is not listed here. Charles Bruce Adornetto served in the Army during Vietnam. He was the father of Skylar Dempsey, or grandfather, sorry. Burton Babcock served in the Navy during World War II. He was the grandfather of Meadow Babcock. Leonard Barker served in the Navy during World War II. He was the great-grandfather of Alexandra Rocky. Glenn Bartman served in the Army from 1966 until 1969. He served in Vietnam as a helicopter door gunner for the 1st Aviation Brigade called the Warlords. He was the grandfather of Cheyenne and Travis Capanier. James Barlow served in the Army during World War II from 1942 to 1945. He was the great-grandfather of Lily Schaefer. Anthony Belsante served in the Navy during World War II from 1943 to 1945. He was the grandfather of Jessica Conklin. Carl Benson served as an Army radio operator in Vietnam. His grandson is Tyler Benson Terode. Robert Body served in the Army. He was stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado, and in Germany. He was the grandfather of Vincent Freeman and Nia Freeman. David Bolger served in the Marines during the Vietnam era. Pernell Bowen served in the Army and Coast Guard during World War II. He is the relative of Sarah Gartner. Bob Seagal served in the Marines from World War II. He is the great-grandfather of Selma Saddam. Joseph Colucci served in the Army during World War II, and he was the great-grandfather of Angelina and Sophia Colucci. William Fred Cook served in the Navy during World War II as a member of the Seabees Construction Battalion in Africa. He was the grandfather of ELA teacher Mrs. Petrosillo and great-grandfather of freshman Marco Mateo and Petrosillo and junior Marina Petrosillo. Philip Curry served in the Navy as a mineman from 1953 to 1964 and the Air Force as a Chief Master Sergeant from 1974 to 1994. He was the grandfather of junior Ryan Johnson. Joe D'Angelo was an Army veteran who served in Vietnam. He was the grandfather of Sarah Humble. Emmanuel DeBonis served in the Marines, and he was the grandfather of Isabella and Juliana DeBonis. Edward DeYoung served in the Navy as an E5 from 1954 to 1960. His great-nephew is sophomore Tristan Muir. Willie Ditmar served in the Navy from 1965 to 1968. He was the grandfather of Ella Stevenson. William Doney served in the Army from World War II. He was the father of WMHS English teacher Mrs. Bongiorno. Robert Duffy served as an Army corporal in Korea. He was the grandfather of Kate Duffy. Dave Everson served in the Army from 1965 to 1969 during the Vietnam era. He was the grandfather of Haley Rubenacher. Glenn Hammett was a veteran of the Navy who served from 1972 through 1978. He served as a first-class petty officer and in a helicopter squadron during Vietnam. He was the grandfather of Madeline Hammett and Ella Hammett. Arthur Hansen was awarded the Merchant Mariners Congressional Medal of Honor on July 8, 2022, in recognition of his work on a crew that carried supplies to the Allies during World War II. Mr. Hansen also served in the Korean War, flying nearly 100 missions. His granddaughter is WMHS graduate Ava Hansen. Cornelius Hirschap served in the Army as a private first class during the Korean War. He was the father of WMHS math teacher Mr. Hirschap. Arthur Huller served in the Navy during World War II from 1937 to 1945. His great-grandson is sophomore Tristan Muir. Dominic Iannuzzi served in the Army. He was the uncle of business teacher Mrs. White. Rocco Iannuzzi served in the Army. He was the uncle of Mrs. White as well. Paul Gus Jordan served in the Air Force in Vietnam. He was the father of WMHS graduate Mr. Jordan and WMHS security officer Mr. Jordan. George Konovich served in the Army and was the father of Mrs. Colucci and the great-grandfather of Angelina Colucci and Sophia Colucci. George Konovich Sr. served in the Marines during World War II. Elliot Krause served in the Army in the 1960s as a specialist fourth class during Vietnam. His grandchildren have attended West Milford Public Schools. Michael Kusi served in the Army during World War II as a paratrooper. He was the great-grandfather of Lily Bobrowski. Raymond Joseph LaCroix served in the Marines during the Korean War from 1952 to 1954. He is the father of West Milford history teacher Mr. LaCroix. Joseph Lambert was the father of school counselor Mrs. Lambert. He served in the Air Force as a military policeman and dog handler from 1958 to 1961. Alfred LaNave served in the Navy during the Korean War and had 27 great-grandchildren, including Madeline Hammett, Ella Hammett, Mason LaNeve, Brody LaNeve, and Austin LaNeve.
George Latosa served in both the Army and Air Force. He was a sergeant in the Army and a sergeant major in the Air Force. He served from 1946 to 1954 during the Korean War era. He was great-grandfather of West Milford High School, Jacqueline Roma. Cameron Lombardo served in the Navy from 1959 to 1963 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. He was the grandfather of a West Milford High School graduate. Edward Lewinowski served in the Navy as a petty officer from 1943 to 1946. He served on the USS Ticonderoga during the World War II. He was the great-grandfather of Brody Scully. Charles Lutch served in the Marines during the Vietnam. He was grandfather of Sarah Gardner. Raymond Peter Mack served in the Navy from 1958 to 1964. He was the grandfather of Ava Brock and Landon McKenzie. Henry Frederick Major served in the Navy during World War II. He is great-grandfather of Selma Sadum. Gerald Mathis was a veteran who served in Vietnam. He was a paratrooper. He is Zachary Winter and I's grandpa. Joe Davis, J.D. May, served in the Army from 1941 to 1944 during World War II in Spain. He achieved the rank of corporal. He was the grandfather of West Milford High School mathematics teacher, Miss Pychuk, as well as the great-grandfather of Cameron, Madison, and Delaney Pychuk. Stephen Milligan served in the Army from 1965 to 1969. During the Vietnam era, he was grandfather to West Milford High School graduate. Vincenzo Miraglia served in the Marines. He is uncle of Isabella and Juliana Bonus. William Mitchell served in the Army from 1969 to 1971. He was the grandfather of Ryan and Ashley Chichuga. Joseph Mulligan served in the Army from 1964 to 1965 during Vietnam. He is grandfather of Ava Techno. John J. Mishkoff served in the Navy during World War II. He served on the USS Marine Raven during the invasion of Normandy. He was grandfather of ELA teacher Miss Petrosillo and great-grandfather of Marina Marco Matteo Petrosillo. Michael Nowacki served as a chief petty officer in the Navy during World War II. From 1941 to 1947, he was the grandfather of Kristen Nowacki and Mr. Michael Nowacki. Ed Pops O'Neill served in the Army from 1950 to 1952. During the Korean War, he attained the rank corporal. After his service, he served the township of West Milford for over 50 years. He was grandfather of James O'Brien, who is a student at Macapin School. Charles Osborne served in the Army during World War II. He was the great-grandfather of Sarah Gardner. John Pychuk served in the Army from 1965 to 1971 in Vietnam. He was a detective in the military police. He is father-in-law of West Milford High School teacher Miss Pychuk and the grandfather of Cameron, Madison, and Delaney. Raymond Pry served in the Army in 1954 during the Korean War. He was father-in-law of instructional aide Miss Pry. James Cork served in Army from 1958 to 1962. He served in Germany and Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He was grandfather of Colin Cork. Bernard Rowe served in the Army. He served in the Pacific Threat in World War II and in the Korean War. He is great uncle of teacher Mr. Rowe. Henry Rowe served in the Army during World War II. He is the grandfather of Mr. Rowe. Robert Rowe served in the Marines during the Vietnam War era. He is uncle of Mr. Rowe. Richard Rule served in the Air Force from 1960 through 1965 in Vietnam. He is uncle of Haley and Ethan Grundler. Joseph Scully served in the Marines as a corporal from 1946 to 1948. He served at the Brooklyn Naval Base. He is great-grandfather of Brody Scully. Robert Steffi served in the Army during World War II and achieved the rank corporal. Technical fifth grader, he fought in the Battle of Boulogne under General Patton. Mr. Steffi was great-grandfather of Delilah and Dylan Martin, who attended West Milford High School. His grandfather went to West Milford High School, and his daughter, Cindy Ray, lives in West Milford. Marvin Taylor served in the Army from 1939 to 1945 in Japan during World War II. He is great-grandfather of Jacqueline Roma. Stephen Taylor served in the Army from 1960 to 1965. He was great-uncle of Jacqueline Roma. Frank E. Tuscany was an Army colonel who served from 1943 to 1973. His heroic actions in Lucina, Italy, inspired the novel, movie, and Broadway play. His great-grandchildren are Jenny and Chris Good. Arnold Van Nostrand served in the Air Force from 1963 to 1969 during the Vietnam era. He is grandfather of John Paluzzi. Calvin Wagner served as a chief petty officer in the Navy during World War II. From 1943 to 1945, he served in the Pacific and Atlantic, Mediterranean, and European threats. He is great-grandfather of Brianna Hall, who attends West Milford High School, and Kaylee Hall, an 8th grader. Arnold Robert White served in the Air Force from 1954 to 1958. He was the father of business teacher Miss White. Cornelius Winsky served in the Army during Korea. Edward Walsky served in the Army in 1944 during World War II. He was father of instructional aide Miss Pry. We honor their memory and thank them for their service. What?
Finally, we would like to recognize servicemen who made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in service to our country. Please listen respectfully to the names, then join us in a moment of silence. Albert Caruso served in the Army during World War II. He was the great-uncle of ELA teacher Mr. Rowe. Horatio Montez was a Marine who was killed in action at the Chosin Reservoir in the Korean War. He received a Purple Heart, and he was the great-grandfather of Jeremiah Soto. Lawrence Cooher served in the Army during the Vietnam War as a second lieutenant. He was killed in action in Thua Thien in 1968. George Vanderhoff Jr. was a corporal in the Army. He was killed in action in By Dinh, Vietnam in 1968. Brian Perello was a Lance Corporal serving in the Marines. He was killed in action in Iraq in 2005. Jason Bupkis was a Staff Sergeant serving in the Army. He was killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Eric Hernandez was a Sergeant serving in the Army. He was killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Thank you. Our veterans will now place the wreath in honor of Memorial Day. Please stand as we pay our respect to our fallen heroes.
At this time, I'd like to thank all those who worked so hard to put this day together. Mrs. Changato, Mrs. Pry, Mrs. Petrosillo, Mr. Jordan, our TV science students, Mrs. Burns, our lighting and audio crew. And I would like to once again give a nice round of applause for all our veterans and thank them for their service. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for being an outstanding audience today. Thank you very much for honoring our veterans. Teachers, please go back to period 2. Freshmen, you can report back to period 2 at this moment. Sophomores, back to period 2. Juniors, back to period 2. And lastly, our seniors, back to period 2.